Your campus, your community, your life. This is Bloomington Normal's one and only live newscast, TV10 News.
This is the third day of cleanup and assessment after a devastating EF4 tornado ripped through Washington, Illinois. Good afternoon, I'm Kelsey Martindale.
And I'm Aaron Eads. Washington is about 35 miles from Normal, just east of Peoria, and more than 1,000 homes were either damaged or destroyed. I went there this morning to see how people are picking up the pieces. The storm is over, but the ordeal is far from through.
Everybody's pretty much been touched one way or another. Yeah, my husband is very good friends with the mayor of the town, so he's feeling his pain.
And it may not look like much, but Washington is far from gone.
So I saw it in within about 15 seconds, had the kids and everybody downstairs in the bathroom, and about 15 seconds later it was over. So.
15 seconds was all it took to destroy Chris Armstrong's house. But it wasn't enough to destroy the community. But relief is here. The community has come together to help. Here at St. Patrick's Church, there are 84 families that lost everything.
Most of the families are still out cleaning their homes, so they haven't come in to get our services. We don't know what the next week or so will bring.
They've gotten so many clothing donations, they can't take anymore.
Here at St. Patrick's, we are collecting food and clothing and needed supplies, toiletries. We are also making hot meals.
But they won't stop helping, not until the job is done.
All right, Aaron, you were just out there, and can you tell us what it looks like to be out there? What it feels like?
It's definitely an emotional experience, just seeing everything the families are going through, but it's very hopeful to see that everyone's still coming together and they want to get it done.
Ready to bounce back.
Yep.
All right, thanks. It's only been 3 days since the tornado, and volunteers near and far are asking for ways they can help. Here's a list. The Red Cross of the Heartland is taking donations at redcross.org. You can text Red Cross to 9099 to make a $10 donation. Central Illinois Kroger stores are also taking donations for the Red Cross through Saturday. The Salvation Army is taking donations at donate.salvationarmyusa.org, or you can text STORM to 8088 to make a $10 donation. On the ISU campus, ISU Athletics is accepting either bottled water or a $5 donation at the men's and women's basketball games this week. The men play tonight. And ISU has arranged for Stuff the Bus collection. Look for the mini bus on Schrader Plaza from 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 this afternoon, each day of the week.
Heartland Community College is also getting donations for tornado victims. The Student Exchangement Office is collecting gift cards from major retailers and comfort care kits. Heartland is also seeking a stamp of approval from the Illinois Emergency Management Agency. They're participating in a pilot program called Ready to Respond, recognizing schools that have been diligent about safety on their campuses.
Tens of thousands of people were left in the dark Sunday, but this morning more lights came back on. About 3,000 Ameren, Illinois customers are still without power, mostly around Peoria, Pekin, and the hard-hit Washington. Bloomington Normal still had about 400 customers without power as of Tuesday afternoon.
Local insurance companies are busy processing claims of damage done to homes, property, and vehicles. Bloomington-based Country Financial has received more than 3,000 claims around the area. If you're a Country customer, you can call toll-free at 1-866-COUNTRY. State Farm has received 1,800 claims statewide. They have a hotline set up too. That's 1-800-SF-CLAIM.
Governor Pat Quinn says that federal assessments of tornado-damaged properties are on the way. The Federal Emergency Management Agency will be bringing in teams tomorrow. These assessments are necessary so the state can request federal assistance. 5 teams from FEMA will look at damage to homes and businesses in 5 counties, including Tazewell, where Washington is.
Schools are closed in Washington for the 3rd day in a row.
And this is causing a specific problem for some students from Washington High School.
TV10's Jeff Hager is live in the studio with more. Jeff?
We're getting close to wrapping up the IHSA football playoffs. Winning has a whole new meaning for one team this year. Washington High School has big plans for this weekend. Taking a break from tornado relief, the Panthers will be traveling to Sacred Heart Griffin High School for a 5A playoff football matchup. However, preparing for the semifinal match was not the team's first priority earlier this week.
The biggest thing with them is we spent 2 days with them helping dig out their townspeople and help friends and family and teammates and coaches. So they had 2 days of really, hands-on doing that part. I think that kind of helped them a little bit. And then yesterday, getting them up, getting them together, trying to find out, which guys are homes displaced, which guys need clothes, took care of all those things, and then kind of getting them back in a routine of practice. I think they've really responded well with all that, with everything that's been on their plate. Saturday, the highest of highs, to Sunday by noon, the lowest of lows, with our town being destroyed.
The undefeated team has spent this week practicing at ISU's Hancock Stadium, getting ready to face the also undefeated Cyclones. Playing for your town has a whole new meaning this week.
Now we're really trying to give the town something to be proud of after this. I mean, anything we can do to help in any way we can. I mean, with our football community, this will really help.
The Panthers will wrap up their final practice here at Hancock Stadium early this afternoon, and they will finish out the practice week back in Washington.
We're actually going to have school tomorrow. They're opening our school back up on Thursday and Friday. We've got grief counselors coming in today to talk with students if they feel like they need that. So we'll have our regular schedule Thursday, Friday at our place.
A trip to the state final at Husky Stadium in DeKalb would help bring happiness to a tight-knit community. Live in the studio, I'm Jeff Hager. Now back to you.
Thanks, Jeff. The Chicago Bears are showing their support for the tornado victims in Washington. The team is planning to wear T-shirts sporting a Washington Panthers logo during their Sunday pregame and postgame press conferences. Bears officials say wearing the shirts with the same logo as the high school football team shows a sign of solidarity.
The trial of a woman who struck and killed a college student while driving drunk in Bloomington is on hold. That's because an important witness is now in the hospital. Shane Huddleston was in the car with Katie Lawson when she hit and killed Warren Leffler. On Monday, Lawson pled guilty to 10 charges, but she says she's not guilty of failure to report an accident. With the witness not available, the trial has been postponed until Friday.
Bloomington Country Club was damaged Tuesday when a kitchen fire spread to the roof, but no injuries were reported. The Bloomington fire chief says there were 2 guys working in the kitchen and they had put some butter on a grill. Then it got away from them and started burning. McLean County Health Department sanitarians estimated the kitchen will be closed for 2 weeks because of extensive damage from water used to extinguish the fire.
There was a very rare opportunity last night in the Twin Cities.
A chance to see a piece of history, religious history. TV10's Connor Quealy has the story.
Those familiar with Pope John Paul II's legacy know why ISU's Newman Center shares his name.
A lot of saints, they didn't really speak so much to young people. It was kind of everyone in general. He made that point to speak to university students, to speak to 20-something-year-olds, and that's what all of us are.
Last night, the Newman Center hosted a relic that will be used in the canonization of its namesake, one of 3 in the entire world.
Good Friday, April 2nd. That was the first time we had the cross here on the top of the building. April 2nd was the day that John Paul went to heaven, to our Father, so it was marked.
This small vial of the Pope's blood was used to bless objects brought in by hundreds of Catholics who came to show their respects for the people's Pope. To a lot of Catholics, John Paul II wasn't just a Pope, he was the Pope. And even though it's been years since he passed, tonight was a chance to finally say thank you.
He's definitely our patron around here, We all love him very much.
The life of John Paul, we see that he was around a lot of evil and war and revolution. And at the same time, what he did was brought life and love and healing to all the places.
For TV10 News, I'm Connor Quealy.
And Pope John Paul II will be granted sainthood next April.
A hero right here in Illinois is recognized for his work.
And there's a new caped hero in town. That kid has the chance at saving the world. Up next.
Welcome back. Cocaine and politics together again. Some new legal trouble facing a U.S. congressman.
And that tops our look at your world at the noon hour. Florida's Trey Radel is due in court today facing charges he was carrying cocaine. The freshman congressman was elected just a little over a year ago. The 37-year-old legislator released a statement saying he's profoundly sorry to let down his family and people of Southwest Florida. If convicted, Representative Radel faces up to 180 days behind bars and a $1,000 fine.
Bat kid Miles Scott is back home after living out a dream of being Batman for a day, saving Gotham City as he got his Make-A-Wish dream come true. In a town of about 1,000, there lives an international celebrity, Bat Kid. San Francisco was transformed into Gotham City for a day, and Miles says the best part about being Batman was saving the world.
CNN's annual Hero of the Year is an Illinois native, and he's sharing his winnings with the other award finalists. Chad Pergracki and his nonprofit, Living Lands and Waters, have removed more than 7 million pounds of debris from rivers across the country. That includes 67,000 tires, nearly 1,000 refrigerators, and even 12 hot tubs. Pergracki started cleaning the waterways because he realized no one else was doing it. He was named the 2013 CNN Hero of the Year Tuesday night.
All right, now Tyler Merritt joins us for a look at your weather. Tyler, do we have good news or some bad news coming our way?
Well, not the best news. We haven't seen much rain in the past couple days. That's going to change. We're going to see rain throughout the work week. Let's go take a look at that. Lots of rain coming. It's not going to be too bad, and we should see dry temperatures by the weekend, so that's the good news. It's going to cool down. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Let's take a look at your current temperatures, about 45 degrees out there, a little bit colder, maybe down into the low 40s, partly cloudy skies. Also, if you see any sun out there right now, that is not going to continue for much longer. It is going to get a lot more cloudier, and then right after that cloud, you'll see the rain come down. We'll take a look at the Doppler radar in just a sec. Let's take a look at those current temperatures out there and the winds. We've had a lot of wind moving in. It's about 15 miles an hour. And it's going to stay about right there. Current temperatures, we saw some warm temperatures out here to the 60s yesterday. There's some cold temperatures up here in the Montana, Dakota area, and that is going to come down. We've got a cold front moving down into central Illinois. That's what's going to bring those cold temperatures this weekend. We could see below freezing down into the 30s. That'll come after the rain, so we don't have to worry about snow quite yet. So that's the good news. It's going to be pretty cold out there. The rain is going to come in from the west. We have two systems coming in. There's one right here to the west of us in Illinois, and there's one also to the northwest, and that's going to move down along with those temperatures. We're going to see the rain. There's a storm up here. It's going to get a lot rainier, and Thursday and Friday, starting Thursday morning, all you're going to see is rain, no sun at all. Tonight, same temperatures, colder, about 40 degrees. It's not going to be very cold, but we could get all the way down to freezing. And the winds are going to continue, so that's the bad news. Let's take a look at that extended forecast. We're going to have some cold temperatures. These are actually the wrong days you're seeing right now. Thursday and Friday, we're going to remain above freezing once we move into the weekend on Saturday and Sunday, below freezing. But the good news, you won't see any rain, so we'll see the cold temperatures move in after the rain. We'll avoid snow completely, and that's really the good news coming out of these big rain systems.
So really, we're looking at nothing but cold and rain, and the only good news is that it's not snowing?
That's pretty much it, unfortunately.
Ouch.
We've been lucky lately, so we gotta deal with this a little bit.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Tyler. With Black Friday approaching, retailers are preparing for the rush.
Your playlist is coming up next with a look at new music and local Black Friday plans.
Black Friday is quickly approaching, and a lot of artists are trying to get music out for the holiday season.
TV10's Zach Bernard is live in Uptown Normal with a look at those new releases and the plans for some local businesses. Zach?
Thanks a lot, guys. I'm standing out here in front of Waiting Room Records in Uptown Normal, and in just a little over a week, albums are going to start flying off the shelves when Black Friday sales commence, and a lot of artists are trying to get their albums in under the rush. One of those bands being Rush themselves. The band just released their 9th live album yesterday, which documents the band on their Clockwork Angels tour. Fans can not only listen to the album, but also view the entire show in DVD or Blu-ray formats. And Directioners rejoice as One Direction has returned for their third studio album, Midnight Memories. The group released their lead single, Best Song Ever, over the summer, and their latest song, Story of My Life, has been taking over the charts. Midnight Memories comes out next Tuesday, just in time for Black Friday. And if you're interested in another show in town this week, Manchester Orchestra will be playing at the Castle Theatre later on tonight. Of course, all these albums will most likely see their best sales next Friday when Black Friday sales commence. And not only retailers preparing for the sales, but local businesses are as well. And I'm here with Trevor Basham from Waiting Room Records. Trevor, how are you today?
Great, how are you?
I'm hanging in there, doing the best I can. So what kind of impact does Black Friday have on your store in particular?
Well, we hope that it gets people out of the big box stores, all the heavy retailers. We hope that it brings them into a local setting, gives them some nice customer service, and a chance to get some really great limited vinyl that you can't get anywhere else besides independent record stores.
So what can people expect from this independent record store on Black Friday?
We're going to have tons of releases from tons of artists from different genres, Rush included. Like I said, limited pressings. It's first come, first serve. Good customer service, good times. Should be a good time.
All right, thanks a lot, Trevor, and good luck with your Black Friday. Reporting live for TV10 with your playlist, I'm Zach Bernard.
Thanks, Zach. Coming up in sports, we take a look at one soccer player who is playing with some extra motivation.
As well as a look at the Blackhawks, who were in Colorado last night in the first game of their Circus Road.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Mike O'Brien with your sports. The women's soccer team will be shooting for another win in this weekend's NCAA tournament game, and one player has a second goal to score. TV10's Christy O'Connor has the story.
Amidst the excitement of the women's soccer team making history as the first ISU team to advance to the second round of the NCAA tournament,
it has been crazy, to say the least. It was an amazing feeling having won that game.
Gabby McArthur has been working on another project. The typhoon that hit the Philippines a few weeks ago endangered and killed so many lives, and the disaster hit her close to home. Her parents and other family members currently live in the Philippines, and her extended family suffered from a typhoon that hit the outskirts of Tacloban.
They were actually affected by it a lot. They couldn't find food for the longest time.
So to help her family and all the other people suffering from the disaster, Gabby came up with a plan.
Yeah, she actually approached me after we won the Missouri Valley Championship, which was hardly the time that I thought she was going to come up and approach me about this.
Graduate assistant soccer coach Katie Baumgardner helped Gabby plan the fundraiser.
She, of course, already had a clothing donation in mind, and it kind of just came together just in that moment.
McArthur and Baumgardner are trying to raise 1,000 t-shirts to send to the Philippines, and they will be collecting until December 12th.
Hopefully people will be able to go home, grab stuff out of their drawers, bring it back to campus, and then before they leave for winter break, we'll get all of our collections put together.
I'm Christy O'Connor, TV10 News.
There are 3 t-shirt drop-off locations on the second floor of Horton Fieldhouse and the Athletic Study Center, and the north entrance to Redbird Arena. And the Illinois State men's basketball team is believed to have less returning experience than any other Division I team in the nation. After defeating Northwestern last week, the team now returns home to Redbird Arena tonight to take on Manhattan. Junior Michael Midbrooks leads the Redbirds as he was named the conference's newcomer of the week, averaging 13 rebounds a game while shooting 77.8% from the field. Tip-off is at 7:05. And remember, bring a case of water for the victims in Washington, and you'll receive a free Upper Bowl ticket. And the Blackhawks were in Colorado last night. We picked this one up in the first period. Crawford tries clearing the puck over to Seabrook, who makes the pass off the boards. Takes a funny hop right to Paul Stasny, who beats Crawford one-on-one for the game's first goal. Later on, Ryan O'Reilly finds Andre Benoit, who fires one. It finds its way in the back of the net. As we see here on the replay, the puck is actually deflected in front of the net by Gabriel Landeskog, who gets credit for the goal. The Avs would pile on the offense in this one. Hawks once again turning the puck over in their own zone as they leave John Mitchell all alone in front of the net. Max Talbot finds the easy pass for the easy one-timer goal. Goalie Corey Crawford would then be pulled, replaced by rookie Antti Ranta, making his first ever NHL appearance. Well, welcome to the NHL. Odd man rush for the Avs. Parenteau lights the lamp, beating Ranta on the short side. Avs win 5-1 on Patrick Kane's birthday in a blowout. And now let's take a look at today's sports shorts and see what's making news. Miami Heat star Dwayne Wade has sold a sitcom based on his life and the story of getting full custody of his 2 sons based on his own production company. And pitcher Josh Johnson, a perennial All-Star, signed a 1-year, $8 million contract with the Padres this afternoon after a disappointing season in Toronto. And after the regular season, the MVC Football Conference has been ranked the #1 conference in the nation, as it has 5 teams in the top 25 and 2 more ranked in the top 30. And also news today, as ISU soccer goalie Aaron Newsom has taken home the conference's Scholar Athlete Player of the Week award once again. She's got a 3.8 GPA and an exercise science major, and the way she's playing on the field, she more than deserves it.
Very nice.
Thanks, Mike. Up next, students are giving their reasons why they see so many police cars on campus.
We'll have the answers and the real reason why when we come back.
Seven police cars parked outside 2 vacant residence halls on the ISU campus yesterday.
And students noticed. The cars were from both Bloomington and Normal police. Some were canine units. It was just a routine dog training exercise, but there was no public notice, so students didn't know.
Best guess is someone's living in there?
What do you think is going on there?
I don't know. There's a broken window. Maybe somebody smuggled drugs in here.
It's actually just a dog training exercise.
How annoying. I was looking for some fun.
Many passing students asked us what was going on. ISU police say local departments train their dogs on Tuesdays.
It's always pretty suspicious when cop cars are
Absolutely.
around. All right, could you give us a little recap of the weather?
Well, we're going to see some rain around 4 or 5 o'clock today, so get ready for that. It'll stop tonight, but start up tomorrow morning all the way through the work week. Saturday and Sunday should dry up.
All right, thanks, Tyler. Well, that's all we have for news, weather, and sports.
Tune in on weekdays at noon and 5. Thanks for joining us.